Hello. Language enables us to express our thoughts, ideas, and feelings to others, and also to understand theirs. Linguistics is the scientific study of language, of this rich and varied human ability. The old definition of the term language. Language is the institution whereby humans communicate and interact with each other by means of habitually used oral, auditory, arbitrary symbols. How linguists study language. Basically, the field of linguistics is subdivided into three central branches: the branch that deals with sound, a branch that deals with structure, and a branch that deals with meaning.
So then phonetics and phonology are both in some sense the study of the sounds of language, and what differentiates them is what aspect of the sound of language they look at. Phonetics really looks at the actual sounds that are coming out of your mouth. A second example of things that you say without probably realizing it is if you pronounce the school Clemson. If you say it like a good Southerner and you say Clemson, you put a P in there, and there's no P in the word if you look at it. Sometimes people from up north will pronounce it Clemson with a Z, and there's also no Z in there. Phonetics would highlight the difference between Clemson and Clemson. Phonology, on the other hand, studies not just which sounds are being produced, but which sounds that are produced actually make a difference within a language. Actually 6 different ways at least to pronounce I guess I'll call it the letter T for now in English. I mentioned the t, aspirated top as in top, and then non-aspirated as in stop.
Morphology is a branch of linguistics that deals with the structure and form of the words in a language. And all words can be divided into 2 categories: content words and function words. Content words are words that have a clear lexical meaning. This class is composed of nouns, verbs, adjectives, and adverbs. They are words for people, things, actions, ideas, and attributes. Content words are considered an open class because new words can be added and indeed are added to this category. Due to changes in technology, we've added words such as dumb phone and blog.
Class, let's talk about syntax. First of all, what is syntax? Well, syntax is the way that sentences are constructed, the way they're built. It's a really important part of writing that a lot of times you don't think about too often. It includes things like the order of the words in a sentence.
I'm going to give you a basic answer to the question, what is semantics? Semantics is the study of meaning. By creating a common understanding of the meaning of things, semantics can help us better understand each other. For example, let's say you have a dog and I have a dog. Our original image of what that dog might look like may be different, but we can use language to help us come to a common understanding of what that dog is. And it can help different people understand each other despite different experiences or points of view.
Pragmatics is a branch of linguistics, which is the study of language. Pragmatics focuses on conversational implicature, which is a process in which the speaker implies and a listener infers. Simply put, pragmatics studies language that is not directly spoken. Instead, the speaker hints at or suggests a meaning, and the listener assumes the correct intention. In a sense, pragmatics is seen as an understanding between people to obey certain rules of interaction. In everyday language, the meanings of words and phrases are constantly implied and not explicitly stated. In certain situations, words can have a certain meaning. You might think that words always have a specifically defined meaning, but that is not always the case. Pragmatics studies how words can be interpreted in different ways based on the situation. The cashier asks, "How are you today?" This interaction perfectly shows pragmatics at work. It is understood that this question does not really ask you to explain everything going on in your life. The implication relies on the context and situation. It is good manners to ask strangers how they are, but it is not intended for a detailed response.
Discourse analysis, or discourse studies, is a general term for a number of approaches to analyze written, vocal, or sign language use or any significant semiotic event. The objects of discourse analysis are discourse, writing, conversation, communicative eventi are variously defined in terms of coherent sequences of sentences, propositions, speech, or turns of talk. Contrary to much of traditional linguistics, discourse analysts not only study language use beyond the sentence boundary, but also prefer to analyze naturally occurring language use, and not invented examples. Text linguistics is related. The essential difference between discourse analysis and text linguistics is that it aims at revealing socio-psychological characteristics of a persons rather than text structure.
You should now have a clear picture about language and linguistics. Thank you very much for your patience.